here's kind of the story time of how I got dumped and became a single mom at 23. So basically, I was living... It's not fun, by the way. Here, so I was living in Georgia with her dad. We had like our own life, our own apartment, our own everything, obviously. When I got pregnant, I was like, okay, having kids gonna be hard because my parents live in Michigan. So he was like, okay, let's just move up to Michigan. You can have help with your parents, whatever, da-da-da-da. We mutually agreed to come to Michigan, right? So we moved to Michigan together. He gets like super depressed. I get super depressed because obviously like I'm towards the end of the pregnancy. I'm big as fuck. I just was not thriving. I wasn't happy at all. Like I left my job. I left my apartment. I left all my friends in Georgia. So anyways, we move up here. We just were not clicking. We were not getting along. He was being so mean to me. Like seriously, just so mean. Like that's all that I can say. So finally, my birthday's on Valentine's Day. So 4 days before my birthday, he was like, yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. And I can't explain it. But anyways, long story short, he's like, I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, whatever, like, go. He's like, tell me if you want to be in a relationship, because if not, like, I'm leaving. And I was like, no, go, like, whatever the fuck. I didn't really, a bitch did not think he was going to leave, okay? In the morning, he packed everything up and he left. He literally just, like, kissed Gianna and was just like, yeah, I'm not doing this. He didn't take his clothes. He didn't take his shoes. He didn't take, like, anything. He didn't take his kid. He didn't take me. And he just, like, hopped on the road and drove back to Georgia. And then this was 4 days before my 23rd birthday, so I was 22. Finally, Valentine's Day rolls around, which is my birthday, 4 days after he ditched me. I found out he moved in with his ex. And they have a kid. Well, he has 6 kids. Yeah, we haven't seen him since. So it's just us now. We're just vibing together. I love her. If you guys see him, he's somewhere in Atlanta, so just let me know. Tell him he forgot his kid. Part 2 on how I became a single mom at 22, or no, yeah, I was 22, oh my god, so yeah, so you guys know how he left. He went back to Georgia, he moved in with his ex-girlfriend, whatever, but let's backtrack to the day that he left, and I'm gonna make her a bottle while we're doing this, because she's about to go to sleep. Say I'm about to go to sleep, because it's 7:30, and that's my bedtime. But yeah, so, he left all his shit. Like I said, he left his whole life behind, his clothes, his shoes, he left his kid, he left me. I thought we were, like, gonna get married or whatever, but I think that when I got, like, pregnant, I became unattracted to him. And then I ended up, like, having to take some time off towards the end of my pregnancy. So I, like, wasn't making any money or anything, so I was, like, useless to him at that point, I guess. I don't really know. And then I had an emergency C-section, so when I had that emergency C-section, I know he didn't like my body. So hence why I feel like he was depressed, because I just went from being, like, happy, silly, little old me to, I don't know, I was just, like, so sad and depressed. But I was, like, getting there. I was, like, slowly, like, getting my life back together and back on track, and coming out of postpartum. So I was a month postpartum, and she was 30 days old when he decided to leave. He literally just basically got on the phone with his mom, and she was just telling him, like, I think you're still hung up on your ex. I think this is why you and Morgan won't work out, and da-da-da-da-da. And he, literally, the day he left, he would not look at me, you guys. Like, I this is so embarrassing to say, but I dropped to my knees begging him to stay because I was so scared. I had only been a mom for 30 days. I was straight out of a C-section, so I couldn't even, like, move around. Yeah, it was so bad. Yeah, so he just left, like, and I remember I probably called him, like, 80 times before he hit Ohio, okay? Yeah, I think he was, like, blocking me, like, most of the times, so I just had no contact with him for most of the drive there, which really sucked, because I was, like, sitting in my room, like, literally, like, should I die now? But no, that's not the answer, don't do that. Yeah, so I stayed in my room for, like, 3 weeks. I lost a lot of weight. He sent me flowers on my birthday, which is kind of like an asshole thing to me, because he literally moved in with his ex on the same day that he sent me flowers. Say, yeah, that was rude. She's like, girl, hurry up. Here, Gigi, you want your bottle? She's gonna go to sleep after this. Say, I can grab my own bottle and go to sleep. Good job! My baby is so grown. I love you, Gigi. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. But have a good night. That was just part 2. Okay, grab a drink while I tell you guys a story time of how I met the random man from Atlanta. So, I was 21. I moved to Georgia. I had my own apartment. Me and my cousins. I lived on the 3rd floor. He lived on the 1st floor, right? So, I worked from home at that time. I was mortgage banking. And I loved being outside, so I would always go downstairs and eat in my car because I didn't, like, have a balcony or anything. He would always come to my door and, like, just say stuff like, can we hang out? Or, like, you know, like, what's your name? I want to get to know you type stuff. And I was, like, so terrified of him, you guys. Like, and he had this little pit bull that he would, like, take everywhere he went, but, like, not on a leash. He would always be outside every single time I got home. So I would call my dad, like, Dad, stay on the phone with me. Like, this kid is creeping me out. And he wasn't a kid, by the way. He's, like, almost 30 years old. So anyways, I feel like I was so, like, afraid of him because this was, like, my first relationship. So he started, like, coming around and we would, like, hang out with our friends, like, and then obviously we were, like, in a college type, like, environment, so everybody was, like, mingling, and everybody was always trying to, like, get us to be together, and I was like, no, like, I'm not giving him a chance, like, I just totally, like, he's just not my type. Finally, I started, like, actually kind of liking him, and I was like, okay, like, I could see this, like, happening. He caught feelings. He finally asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes, whatever. We never really went on a date, like, where you, like, dress up and, like, go do all that. Like, he used to always, like, hang out. Like, he would take me to the hood. We would go, like, hang out with his friends. He because he sold stuff to the town. That's all that I could say. This sounds so bad. Anyways, sometimes, like, go get food together, like, whatever. Go to, like, the bar or something. Like, you know, normal people things. Finally, everything, like, just stopped. Like, there was literally, like, I remember 6 months in a row, I was pregnant too, where I was begging him to take me on a date, like, please, like, let's go for a walk. You don't have to spend money on me, like, I just want to spend time with you. Like, it was so bad. I had no friends because it was, like, to the point where I couldn't just go hang out with friends because he monitored and controlled every single thing that I did of every single part of the day. Like, I'm not kidding. If I was, like, ever to go hang out with a friend or something, it was like, oh, you're cheating on me. Like, but he could, like, spend all of his time in the club or, like, do whatever he wanted. There was red flags, don't get me wrong, but, like, when you're literally so in love and on top of that, you're so young, you're so far away from all of your family and you're pregnant, I was depressed, okay? First times where I literally felt like he was the only person that I had, like, so I just listened to everything that he would say and that was it. And, like, he's much older than me. He used to always try and, like, little girl me, even though, like, I was basically paying most of the bills all the time. Like, I was the one doing the dishes, the laundry, like, literally everything. And he would still try and, like, little girl me and tell everybody that I'm, like, so annoying to him. And that's why he would, like, run to the club and, like, spend all of his money at the club on the strippers. And, like, mind you, I've got really real when, like, I found out that I was pregnant. And I was like, dude, like, we need to start, like, saving money. Like, this is real. Like, we're gonna have a kid. Like, a mini us. And he just totally, like, didn't care. Like, there was signs that he was gonna leave me for sure, obviously, but I didn't want it to happen. Like, I was hanging on by a thread. Cause anyways, towards the end of our relationship, he did go on a date. It wasn't with me, though. He told me, hey, I'm gonna go out, like, with my sisters tonight. Like, my blood sisters. I'll be back later. Like, I was like, okay, cool. Like, that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm not gonna stop you from going to hang out with your sisters. Come to find out, he went out with strippers who are not his blood sisters, by the way, because my cousin sent it to me and she was like, hey, like, is this him? And I was like, that is him. And this was the same cousin who ended up sending me that he went to a whole baby shower for his baby while I was pregnant. Just stupid. I was very, very, very stupid. Don't be like me. That's all that I can say. And take your birth control so you don't end up with a kid from a random man in Atlanta. Listen up, y'all. I'm not having a good time right now, okay? My titty milk is leaking. I'm literally a hot mess. My kid doesn't match. I love this comment right here. Get a lawyer and put him on child support. First off, I am not going to get a lawyer because that is a lot of unnecessary money when I don't even get child support in the first place. Second off, I did try and put him on child support and he basically told him he didn't live there. It never went through. He told me that I was disrespecting his girlfriend's house when they went to serve him papers. And then he also told me if it ever does go through, he'll just quit his job. And then on top of that, I think you guys are forgetting he doesn't have 1 kid, he doesn't have 2 kids, he doesn't have 3 kids, he doesn't have 4 kids, he doesn't have 5 kids. He has 6 kids! So, child support would literally be like granola bar each and some animal crackers, if we're lucky. Not the ones with the frosting, the ones without, okay? I do have merch coming this weekend, so that's really exciting. But yeah, so that's how my day's going. Have a good day. Bye. Remember to take your birth control. You're gonna be looking like me. The butt crack of dawn right now. Literally late as all can freaking be. I have this little bunny right here. His name's Mr. Tom. This pacifier, this computer bag, this purse, this diaper bag, pumping bag. Don't match. My kid doesn't match. We're just not having a fun time right now, to say the least. Happy Friday. Great news, you guys. You guys have been asking me and asking me and asking me and asking me. Me and Gianna finally have merch coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Say yay! Anyways, so yeah, we have merch coming tomorrow. I've been working on this literally day and night. I will have the link in my bio tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be on my Instagram. It's going to be on my TikTok. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. Me and Gianna have literally worked our ass off on this. If you guys want to pay child support to G for the random man in Atlanta who left me with his baby, just go buy my merch. And I literally love you guys and I'm obsessed with you guys. And have a great night. You guys got that random man in Atlanta real mad at me today. Real mad at me. He just told me to jump off a cliff. Like, which one, sir? Which one? That's a little bit awkward. Anyways, go buy my merch. He's upset that I made merch that says from a random man in Atlanta. It's been 6 months now since he left me with his child and his t-shirt presses and nothing else. So I made merch out of it using his t-shirt presses and he told me to jump off the cliff. So happy Saturday. Do with that information what you will. Link in my bio if you want to piss him off some more.
Welcome back to my channel, mother suckers. Hey, I am Eloho. So I posted the full story time so you guys can get a gist of what we're about to discuss today. So this TikToker is Morgan and her cute little baby name is Gigi. She recently went viral for sharing her story time about her baby daddy, aka the random man from Atlanta, aka the Temu version of Nick Cannon. Child, this lady is hilarious. So first of all, let me say that I spent some time on her TikTok and that random man from Atlanta will definitely pay for his crimes. She said her kid hasn't seen her dad in a year and she's only 7 months. Random man from Atlanta, you will pay for your crimes. Now, it's only a matter of time before the internet finds this man. And when y'all do, I will be here to report on it, okay? But let's get into some of the details, and I really think that this is the perfect advertisement for birth control, especially because she's going viral, so many young women can either relate or use this as a cautionary tale. And I'm not here to victim blame, but Morgan herself said that there were some red flags that she ignored. So we are going to get into that. We are going to hold both parents accountable. However, I extend more grace to the parent that stays. Both people can make bad decisions, but the parent that stays to raise, love, and take care of the child will always get more grace from me. So let's get into it. So she says that she started dating this man when she was 21 and in college, and he was 30 and hanging around the dorm. Sir, grown ass man from Atlanta, what are you doing hanging around 21-year-olds and college kids? So she's young, she's impressionable. She stated many times that she was scared of him. She did not like him. She was not attracted to him. People tried to put them together, but her gut, her initial instinct was like, no. But eventually, after continuously pursuing her, she eventually started to fall for him and like him. So he finally gets her to like him, and he does nothing. He doesn't take her on dates. He doesn't buy her gifts. He doesn't treat her like a prize. He does nothing but takes her to the hood when it's time to go sell drugs. Eventually, he stops seeing her altogether, and he spends more time in the strip club than with her. She's already isolated from her friends, from her work, from where she used to live, and from her family back home. She finds out that she's pregnant, and along her pregnancy, she finds out that he went to a baby shower because he just had a baby by another woman, and then found out that he actually had 6 babies by 6 different women. Y'all, may we never meet a grown-ass random man from Atlanta. In Jesus' name, amen. goes through postpartum depression. He eventually leaves her for one of his ex-baby mamas. Apparently he left his t-shirt press kit and she's using it as the child support. I know that's right. Now that she's going viral and making some money off of her story, he constantly threatens her, curses her out, verbally assaults her. And she did say in the beginning that he was a scary man. That's a drug lord. So first and foremost, Morgan, if you see this video, I need you, if he knows where you live, if he knows where you are, I need you to move, protect yourself and your child, because a man like that is only going to lash out in anger, and God forbid something worse happens after that. At this point, Morgan is 23 because she acknowledges where she went wrong. She acknowledges the flags that she missed. She's telling young women, stay on birth control and doing what she has to do for herself and for her child. So kudos to her in that. Now, personally, I don't understand, okay, why Nakers are on Twitter highly upset at this woman. I don't get it. They're saying she should have ignored the red flags. She chose to have the baby, but she also chose to stay and be a parent. He chose to leave. The brunt of parenthood is usually on women because men can easily just leave. And then the blame and the shame goes to the woman who stayed because she's sharing her experiences and warning other women. Also has to raise the child alone. She has to go through motherhood alone. She has no partner. And then she also has men online saying, that's good for you. You ignored the red flags. That's your fault. How about holding other men accountable? When I would love to see it. I would love to see the day where men hold men accountable. I didn't see one man that said, how could you leave your fiance and your child? How could you leave your new family? How could you do that? Even if you and her weren't getting along, how could you leave your child? Not one comment, y'all. Not one. They said it's her fault. Because I have so many young women that watch me, I want to use this as an opportunity to say, definitely take your time to vet men before you give them your wombs. Take your time before you start having unprotected sex with men. If you have to do background checks, background check. If you have to do research, ask around. If you have to wait years, wait. Enjoy your 20s. You know, she was blessed to have this opportunity to be making money and going viral online. But let's be honest, the average Black woman, this is not your story. We get hate and shame times 100 for being in predicaments like this. Now, there's another side to this advice. There's a scarier side to this advice. In this case, yes, this man gave a ton of red flags, but what about the men who don't? What about the women who do get married and end up in the same predicament? That's why it is important to hold men accountable. That's why child support was put in place. And that's why I always give more grace to the parent that stays and raise that child. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section on this entire situation. Be sure to like and subscribe. Y'all know I've been giving y'all consistent quality uploads because I love y'all, okay? So make sure you show the love back by liking and subscribing to my channel, share my channel, and I'll see y'all at the next one. Later.
I met the random man from Atlanta. So, I was 21, I moved to Georgia, I had my own apartment, me and